Welcome to the third stop on our Pacific Northwest leg of Around the World in 80 Skeins. I'm here today with Laura Patterson of Fiber Dreams, and we're in Kelso, Washington, and we're going to talk about her designs and inspiration. So to start off with, I read on your site about what your first knit ever was, but I want you to tell everybody about it because it's like the funniest ever.
The awful green sweater?
Yes.
Okay, so I was a kid in the 60s, and my grandmother taught me how to knit, how to cast on and knit. She didn't teach me how to purl, but I could knit. Mom taught me how to cast off.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this great big hank of grocery store yarn, all acrylic. And since it was the 60s, it was white and light green and bright green and a little darker green going to almost black and then repeat. So it was really ghastly yarn.
Yeah.
And I sat in the backyard one day and knit a long vest for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
No pattern or anything. I didn't know what patterns were. I was like 8.
Right.
And it was really bad. And to make it even worse, the only closure on it was in front. I made these two great big huge puff balls out of the same yarn. And I crocheted a long chain. And I attached each ball to one end of the chain. I fed the chain through the opening of the vest, then attached the balls to each end. So you had to pull the vest on over your head. And I was so excited, and I was so proud of it.
Did she wear it?
God, no.
Oh.
She never wore it. She put it on, then, and you could tell by her face, it's like, oh my God, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
So, yeah, it really was. And it was so ugly that 40 years later, she threw it away without telling me. It's like, Mom, I would really love to show people the ugliest sweater in the whole world.
It's like the first dollar you made. It's the first design you ever made.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, it was really bad, though. I mean, even with the 60s, it was not wearable.
Yeah. How old were you?
Well, I was 8 or something.
That's still pretty impressive, though, that you created your own little vest design.
Armholes and everything.
That's amazing.
Are you kidding?
How did you get started designing?
That's Dave's fault. He saw me knitting things and changing stuff. I don't like the neckline, so I changed the neckline. Or often want it longer, so I'd make it longer, put pockets on it. Because, you're making all these changes. I also would take a pattern that I saw somewhere that, I've got a sweater that I knit from a knitting pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Love the sweater. But my yarn was a completely different gauge than the sweater called for. So I interpolated between a couple different sizes to make my own size with the yarn that I had. So you should design. Yeah. So the first thing I made was a lap blanket for him.
That's nice. Does he still have it?
Yes.
Oh, very sweet. And I saw that before you were married, you made him a sweater, and there was no boyfriend sweater curse?
No boyfriend sweater curse. I know. It's a good thing I didn't know about the curse on the sweater.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you know about it first.
Maybe.
What's the best part about being a designer?
There's no one best part. I like the freedom of it. I can do whatever projects I want. I like having a beginning, a middle, and an end to everything. I worked for a long time in my professional jobs before this, where my job was in the middle. I never had a beginning or an end. I was just in the middle all day, every day, for years. Mm-hmm. So frustrating. And I never get bored. I always used to get bored at work, too. My car would get bored. I'd be off to work, and it would make a U-turn and go back home.
What industry did you work in?
I did tech support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was one of those people on the phone when you have a problem with your computer.
Like in a cubicle farm?
Yeah.
Oh, can see how designing would be.
Designing's a whole lot better than
Yeah, that's a lot more freeing.
Yeah, I hate cube farms.
Yeah. What do you think is the hardest part about it?
Some of the same stuff.
Yeah. Which of your designs do you think that you could wear every day?
There's one I wear almost every day. Just ask Dave. I have this gray sweater called a Laura.
Mm-hmm.
Little cables. It's very warm and cozy. And it's very lightweight, and especially up here, I wear it year-round.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to design? And I can guess by the amount of them that are in your portfolio.
Lace.
Lace.
Lace is fun.
Any kind of lace, or do you really like the shawl?
I really like doing the shawls, obviously, but I like doing sweaters with lace on them too. Just doing lace is so fun.
It's rewarding when you block it.
Yes.
It looks like nothing ahead of time.
It's just this kind of crumpled up thing, and you block it. And
it's magic. Yeah.
Yes.
Which design are you the most proud of? All of them. They're all your babies?
Well, they are all my babies. For tenacity, I think Gloriosa I'm the most proud of, because I actually took that sweater completely apart 3 times. Yeah. And I'm very proud of the yarn for standing up to all that.
What yarn was it?
It's from Elan. It's one of the wool of the... No, I don't remember what it's called. It's from South America. It has a little alpaca in it.
Okay. Where do you find your inspiration for your designs?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at fashion catalogs and stuff on Ravelry and the internet and Pinterest and
nature. Yeah.
Nature.
I notice you have a lot of like nature motifs and things, and I can see why. It's really super beautiful up here. Yeah.
Oh,
she's getting in the shot. She wants to be on camera.
Yes. She's good at that.
Yeah. How do you think your designs have evolved since you started?
Oh. Some of them are more complex, others are much more simple.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten better at the writing down part, though sometimes my tech editors would argue with that statement. And they have gotten better at being able to figure out what I can make work. And giving up early with something that doesn't.
Yeah.
Trying to beat it over the head just doesn't work.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Where do you see your designs going in the future? Don't have any big secret
There's no
schemes and plans up there?
Scheme or plan.
Just whatever inspires you in the moment? If a knitter came to visit you, where would you take them? Do you have favorite local yarn stores or knit nights or places that you go to find inspiration?
There's a great knitting store here in town. The Favorites. I would definitely want to take her there. Amy's terrific, and it's a nice store. She moved a year or two ago, and the new space is huge.
Yeah,
it's fun, and she's terrific. So I definitely want to take her there. They like the outdoors. There's a wonderful park in Longview. I think it's 5 miles all the way around. There's a path, and people walk it all day, every day. There's always someone out there, rain or shine. It's gorgeous, especially in the spring when things start growing and blooming again. Mount St. Helens, if the roads are open, they're only open part of the year. Oh my God. We're only an hour also from the ocean, so there are some wonderful little knitting stores in Astoria, and we like going out there every now and again.
Very nice. If you could go anywhere on your own Fiber Arts tour, where would you go?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. a specific place in the world that you've always wanted to go to see their yarns or their sheep or alpaca?
Well, I've just always loved to travel. Done a little tiny bit of it, a couple times. The screen went off.
It's okay. It's still
Okay.
I meant to turn it down, but okay.
Well, it's plugged in. So.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to go to Scotland and Ireland and see the sheep and some of the lace there. For knitting wise, I'd love to go to Estonia and see more lace there. Just amazing. But I'd also like to go to Scandinavia and see some of their color work.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
And I know that you sell blocking wires.
Yes.
Right? And I saw you have them, they're all over the world.
Yes.
Have you ever seen any of them in the wild?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Patterns and blocking wires in the wild in different stores.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you, tell them, that's me?
Yes.
Yeah. Take selfies with the blocking wires?
And take pictures of patterns hanging there in a store. Yeah.
Oh.
It's silly, but...
It's not. That's really cool.
It's fun. Yeah. It's actually very exciting to see that stuff around. I want to go to Japan and see my blocking wires there.
That would be really neat.
We have 2 stores in Japan now that sell them. It would be so much fun.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
What's the most important knitting lesson that you've learned?
One thing I was talking to a friend about. No one said this to me in a long time, maybe because I'm designing now. But people used to tell me all the time I hold my knitting needles wrong.
Do you?
I guess. I don't know.
Do you do it like cartoon style? Like spaghetti needles?
Hold on from the top. Huh. It just seems most natural to me to hold them from the top. But people have told me that's wrong. It's like, well, I have really consistent gauge and you don't. So I'm not sure that I'm doing it wrong if I'm getting the right results.
Right.
So I think that's one of the big things is it doesn't matter if other people think you're holding the needles wrong or doing something wrong. If you're happy, if your hands don't hurt, you're happy with your procedure, and you're getting the results you want, it's not wrong.
Yeah. It's true. Stop talking to her about her holding her needles wrong. She's fine.
That's fine. Crochet hook too. I apparently did that wrong as well.
I don't crochet, so I wouldn't know what. You clearly are able to make lots and lots of things because you have a lot of patterns. So.
Yeah, more than 100 now.
Yeah. How do you stay organized?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not always that organized.
Do you start off with, when you start a pattern, do you start off with an idea of when you want it done by, or do you just let it go at its own pace?
I'll let it go.
You're still able to kind of crank them out. That's amazing. You must have a good filing system up here.
I would think so.
Yeah. Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you'd like to share with the knitting world?
Not that I can think of offhand.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.